Well, hey, happy Tuesday, friends. Welcome to my backyard again. I want to introduce, this is Wilma Wilmington to you. Wilma was purchased last year on a fun trip to North Carolina, and I just have this practice of bringing back things that bring me joy and remember fun experiences. So she's going to join us today as we talk about, do you want to be healed? We've been looking at this passage from John 5, 1 through 15, where Jesus healed a lame man. And this man had been sick for a long, long time, 38 years. And he was sitting by these waters in Bethsaida that were known to have these special powers. Whenever the water stirred up, the angels did something. And so I just want to ask you some questions, how that applies to your life today. Number one, it's interesting that this man doesn't see Jesus. He is so focused on these waters that he thinks will heal him, that when the Savior, the true healer, is standing right next to him, he doesn't recognize him. And I wonder how often in our own lives that happens to us. We don't see the true healer because we're focused on all these other areas in our life that don't really bring healing. He doesn't realize that Jesus is the one that separated the waters in Genesis. He doesn't realize that Jesus is the one that commanded the boundaries of the ocean in Job. He doesn't realize that Jesus is the one that would walk on water in Matthew. He was so focused on this water that didn't really bring healing instead of the true healing, the commander of the water. So what are the things in your life that you're focused on instead of the true healer in your life? But Jesus saw him, and his response when Jesus said, "Do you want to be healed?" was full of defeat and full of resignation. And you know, resignation can be a dangerous thing. It was full of excuses and blame, and all these other people are able to get healing, but I can't. Nobody will help me to do the thing that will bring healing to me. You know, what are the things in your life where you've given up? Or maybe you're blaming others, or you just feel hopeless in. But again, Jesus had compassion on him, and so much compassion that in one command, he invited him into his own healing process and says, pick up your mat and you can walk. And it's amazing that he not only healed his body, but he gave him a new, renewed sense of purpose in his life. And so what are the things that you've given up on? Are you willing to do hard things? Are you willing to pick up your mat and allow Jesus to heal you? Maybe you've come to church, but you're just reluctant to really get involved and fulfill God's purpose in your life. Or maybe you're struggling, and when a friend reaches out and you just say, I'm fine, instead of really being vulnerable and sharing how you need healing. Sometimes it's easier to be sick than it is to be healed. Are you stuck? Are you willing to let Jesus heal you? And are you willing to do the hard things and take responsibility for the things that you need to do to pick up your mat and be healed? It's good to be with you today. Have a great day focusing on the one true healer. Hope to see you next Tuesday.